I I'd like to take a moment to give you a better idea of my current health issues besides autism. So, first of all, I have allergies. So, since I was very young, primarily to pollens and also some animals like dogs and cats. So, it's also something that got worse, I'd say, over the years. But yeah, I use some medications and some stuff to make the situation better in the last couple of years, but it's far from perfect. And then I also realized that I had oral allergy syndrome. So it means that I can get some allergic reactions while eating some food that have proteins that are similar to some pollens. So it can definitely complicate things, and I'd say that it can vary, and some of those food are definitely much worse than others. Also experience post-nasal drip. So I have some mucus that constantly gets in the back of my throat. I didn't have this problem years ago, so I'm not sure what happened, but it's pretty annoying. Okay. Besides that, I also have strabism. Okay, so it means that my eyes cannot properly align with each other, and I see double pretty much around every couple of seconds. If you look closely, you're going to see that one of my eyes constantly moves. So this is something like extremely annoying. It also got much worse the last couple of years, but I'm kind of used to it, like I said. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but yeah, I may have some interest in trying to make it better or fixing it with a surgery or something in the future. We'll see. So yeah. After that, I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So for a lot of years, especially when I was younger, I suffered because of some food. But I didn't realize that I had it, actually. So I thought it was normal to experience this kind of pain. So it took me a lot of time to take that seriously. But when I took it seriously, because it got much worse, and then I definitely realized that something was going on here. So I made some research, and yeah, I realized that it was pretty much the case. So I started the FODMAP diet a certain amount of years ago, and this helped me a lot. So today, I rarely have pain related to that because I got rid of so many foods. So this is not a big problem for me right now, but I still have other food intolerance and sensibilities. So the diet I'm currently following is pretty extreme, but at least I have removed the pain. So this is not a problem when it comes to that. So I was also born with a deviated septum. So this is one of my biggest problems right now. So for all those years, again, I didn't really necessarily realize that I had that, but I knew that I had some problems with my nose. And it took me a lot of time to decide to actually do a septoplasty. Okay. the surgery to correct this deviation. So at some point I just gave up, and I finally accepted to do it. So after the surgery, which happened like around 2 years ago. So at first it wasn't good enough. Okay, after a couple of weeks, started to get better. But at its peak, it was not even close to what I was hoping for. But it was still a little bit better, I guess. But what happened in let's say the months after that is that it started to deviate again. Okay. So I went back to an ant specialist. And by the way, I constantly met some ant specialists, like every couple of months, to try to understand what was going on. And it took me a lot of time to finally actually realize that I had this problem and other problems that I'll talk about later. But so like I said, I came back, and there's even, actually, I went to see a couple and specialists, and some of them had like different opinions. So it was kind of frustrating to see that even some of those experts didn't agree with each other. So definitely, I was pretty frustrated about that. And months after that, the deviation got even worse. Okay, it went like on a whole other level when I had very little hair, which remains to this day. I'm still at the same level as I was last year. So very, very little hair through my nose. Okay, it's on a whole other level, and after meeting another ant specialist, he told me that I still had a deviation, but that it was not the kind of deviation that could be fixed with another septoplasty. Yeah, because my septum was too small, and that he also told me that, yeah, I had allergies and the problem with maybe the structure of the strength of some nasal valves or something like that, whatever. So I definitely needed a bigger surgery, which is surgery that's supposed to take around 3 hours. But he also told me that the surgery may require a part of my ribs, so that they may have to do another surgery to take a part of my ribs to reconstruct, to solidify my septum. So that's bad news, but at the same time, I got what I wanted in a certain way, because this pretty much sounds like how I feel. And but you know, with the coronavirus, it was postponed. Okay, so not just the surgery, but actually he recommended me to go meet a neuroscientist first, a neurologist, sorry. But like I said, this was completely postponed indefinitely. So who knows? But I definitely feel that no matter what happens, I will definitely have to do the surgery. I think that there's no way that I could be kind of saved. I don't have much hope without this thing. So who knows the time that it could take. So I also have obsessive compulsive disorder, which may be related to the other health issues that I have. So I constantly experience brain fog. Okay, so I don't have mental clarity. I haven't had mental clarity for who knows how many years. So I constantly have racing thoughts. I cannot concentrate. So I constantly procrastinate. And I've been unable to produce anything meaningful, like, for years. When I say years, I'm saying like more like around 9 years that I didn't do much. Sure. It got much worse in the last 5 years. Even in the last year, I'd say that every couple of years, some stuff got better, but other things got worse. So I couldn't always make some progress. And that's very depressing. So this also leads to light sensitivity. Another big problem. A game changer, really. Because when I look at my screen, and I much prefer to type on my keyboard than writing with pen and paper, because it's much faster. But when I look at the screen, I can experience much more anxiety and irritability. It definitely affects my mental state a lot. It can also lead because it can lead to more frontal pressure, okay, which I already have because of my deviation. And there's also many things I experience that can lead to slurred speech. And it's one of them. You know, after looking at certain lights for hours, especially like blue light or other kind of lights, it can definitely affect my vision. Okay, so this is something that is pretty bad. So I guess that I may also have some neurotransmitters problems. So months ago, I started taking antidepressants to see if it could help me. And I had waited years before making this decision. I was a little bit worried about side effects, but it was not too bad. So around 1 month ago, I went back to 10 milligrams from 40. And then I stopped taking them. Probably a couple weeks ago. So I'm not sure if it helped, but I had some side effects a little bit. But this is not a big deal right now. So I may still have some of it in my system, but it's probably going to completely flushed out in the next months. So all of those problems can also make me experience fatigue. So I've experienced a lot of fatigue in the last couple years, though it got better, definitely, last couple of months, but it was terrible. And this is also something that can be unpredictable sometimes. Like I said, today it's better, at least for now. But it was absolutely terrible. You should have seen me. May also have other problems that I'm not aware of right now, and I pretty much believe it. So it's definitely not the kind of cocktail that you want to taste. Unfortunately, I don't have a brain tumor, so I cannot be prioritized right now. I want to make something clear. It may look like it right now, but my current condition is worthy of suicide. Some people will kill themselves for a lot less. But don't worry, I will never do it. I promise to never give up. I will defy the odds and accomplish my destiny.